Hello, welcome to another wonderful, fun-filled stream. Big Red here on Drag the Lake mornings. How are we all doing today? Fun day. It's a Thursday, Panties Day. Actually, today is Panties Day. Yes. You should go over to the Panties channel. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching this in the future, or you're watching this in another dimension. I mainly stream to those people because that's what I'm going for. I'm going for appreciated after his time. I'm going for. Oh, why wasn't he bigger when he was alive? No. I would like to make other generations create the legacy that it would never was in this. That's what I want. Hey, what's up, brother? I'm watching this on the work shitter. You are not first in the chat, but this gets number one comment from the jump. We do have first in the chat, Dunbar. What up, brother? St. Ivan and no. Yes. Hell yeah. Dunbar, St. Ivan, Kliga, early. Wait, what? I was just about to be too mean too early. What the hell? Yo, were there crazy storms in Texas? I woke up to what felt like a tornado this morning. Fucking Jay's fucking well, there'll be a moment on panties this week. There'll be a moment on panties this week that you'll really appreciate, Derek, if you're talking about the Jays and the weather. I made up a new slur for the Jays. But you'll have to wait till panties to find out what that was. What do we got? I don't know. Just a promotional email. I was upset I lost it. Oh, that's why you put no. How we doing, everyone? If you're listening in the future, twitch.tv/Andy Malfrina, youtube.com/Drag the Lake 732. If you want to check this out live, this is the pre-show to the main show. Got a lot of stuff to talk about, and this is why you got to watch live, because I'm not good at I like to mention this. I'm not as good on the replay, dude. I post the replay for the people who want it, but I'm not as good on the fucking replay. I got to be honest. I'm just not. It's just like fucking, what am I saying? It's cuz when I listen to a new podcast, I want to hear those, like I do not podcast. I do not podcast. Oh, that's so mean. Sorry, I'm going on to. I'm opening up Twitter to post about this to people, letting people know. I'm going on Twitter, and this just popped up. It's so funny, dude. It sucks, man. It sucks that Amy Schumer had to suck so hard. Cause like, I like Amy Schumer. I enjoy a lot of her stuff. I liked her back in the day. But then she just, she's one of the big victims. Now, who knows? She might I don't know what she was like personally. Like, she had a lot of like dope big name celebrities, like big up, or not celebrities, but she had like all the right comedians big up in her for the longest time. But she had all the right comedians like big up in her for the longest time. But I was gonna say because she got big when like woke shit was cool. She got big when woke shit was cool, and then she kind of got caught up in that. But then at the same time, you got to go like, well, was she just like that, or? But then it's like when you see people like her, because this is me being like way too empathetic about shit, because you always look at people like her, and you're like, if you were born, if you got big, like say you were born in a different time frame and you got big 20 years earlier, you'd probably just be like caught up in whatever that current thing was. Now, I guess, yeah, she'd probably still, whatever generation it was, she would just get caught up in the current sensation. And it's just like, yeah, you hate to see human beings like that. You hate to see human beings like that are just like, oh, whatever the fucking thing is, you're gonna get caught up in a tizzy and let it like take you down. But yeah, that sucks because she kind of like, she was like funny, but she wasn't funny enough to like talk that much shit. But yeah, I guess she lost a bunch of weight. And you guys saw the new creepy trend. The new creepy trend on Twitter is like, hey Grok, show her with in a bikini. And then this one, oh my god, dude. Well, good for her. I'm glad she lost weight. I'm glad she lost weight way after all the fat jokes were established. But yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. Oh man, I don't think anyone will say he should have been bigger. I was upset I lost the Dunbar. Wait, who should have been bigger? I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, but yes, let me go tweet out that we're live. We are live. Live. Bing bong boom. Yeah, I don't know if I should mention this before I talk to Pat about it, but I don't know if I'm gonna. I think I might go down to 3 days a week on this, guys. I gotta be honest. I was thinking about it. I gotta be honest. Fucking like having something to yap about for fucking minimum 10 hours every week, and then on top of that, doing 2 more with panties. I was like, I don't know if I'm like existing enough in the world. So I was thinking about it last night. I probably should have talked to Pat. I want to talk to Pat about it because also too, we're not like lining up with these. I don't know. We're not catching a proper groove we should catch and stuff. You know what I mean? But either way, no, I mean with the schedule, like with the scheduling is more like when we stream, it's great, but yeah, just with the scheduling. But either way, I don't want to do this 5 days because I like yapping. I know I know someone would love if you did a Touch Tunes day. Yeah, I gotta be honest, those fascinate me because like I like the concept of doing like a music show, but there is it's because it's this world I sort of exist in a little bit. I always dip my toe in, and then I always dip my toe in because I know people like when I do it, but it just like doesn't make sense to me. And then the perception as a comedian doing like quote unquote reaction videos where, at the end of the day, how many podcasts are just like we're all reacting to a thing that happened, you know what I mean? When every podcast just talks about whatever the current thing is, it's like, it's a philosophical reaction, and then a lot of podcasts literally just bring up clips and talk about them. So you're just not labeling it in the reaction video way. But yeah, if I'm gonna review music and talk about it after I watched it, it is what it is. But I would like to do it. I always like doing it because I like talking about music. And I think I'm like really good at talking about music. And it seems to be. Here's my thing. God damn it. Sorry. I just got a text message. I yelled at my brother because I go like, you signed up for political shit and used my phone number. You signed up for and he goes, no, I never did that. And it's like, no, I just got a text that says David, my brother's name. This is Josh Shapiro today, and it's about Pennsylvania gubernatorial elections. And it's like, brother, literally my brother. I gotta say stop. I'm bad at actually like typing in the stop. I wish I was lying. My touch tune says I'm on the top 1% of total plays globally. Hell yeah, you're a real touch tunes motherfucker. No, but no, I like talking about because I like talking about everything. This is the other thing too. I gotta like stay. I think I need to spend more time honing in on the things I'm good. I'm like the best at talking about. My problem is I get bored easily, and like I think that's a big reason why there's a problem in the perception of like, oh, Andy's just a blowhard who doesn't know nothing. And I know you guys don't feel that, but I think people get the wrong idea of me because like, nah, man, there's a lot of shit I know about. I get like my problem is I get bored very easily. I get bored very easily, and it's like I want to talk about things I like. I enjoy talking about things I don't know a lot about, and then I like figuring it out. But everyone like your fucking currency online is how right you are about things, and I go like, can't the currency be due to whimsy? Uh, but like, yeah, I think I also too. Part of me, I was thinking about this too. It's like part of me wants to focus on pumping out content of me talking about the shit I'm much more of like I'm much closer to an expert on. And I don't know if I'm an expert, but if I were to be an expert on anything, it's music. And so I do want to focus on put because I have a lot of success with my TikTok with the music stuff and shit like that. But the problem is it's like I like streaming because it's fun. You know what I mean? I like streaming, it's fun. I like talking, I like getting out ideas. I like just yapping about how I feel about things. But like I've noticed whenever I do the streaming stuff and it ever becomes I need to like do it, I need to like think about it professionally. I don't enjoy it the same way. You know? I almost need like I think I need other shit and then this is kind of like the thing I kind of just like do for fun when I want to do it. But also on top of that, like I was saying before, I need to focus more on again, like I love talking about shit, but I have to put, I almost want to put more shit out into world of me being into like intelligent about things. But yeah, so cuz like I think I talked about this before like it becomes a job at that point and no longer a hobby. You know what's funny though? Cuz I was thinking about this a lot. There's like a lot of things that I was like, I was talking to Pat about this because I get older and I love doing stand up, but I felt myself like hating stand up, and I was like, well, no, I like to perform, like, but I hate like the stand up comedy business and all this other stuff because it's like it does become less. That's why I initially was like focusing. Well, honestly, even the podcast stuff. So it's like I really wanted to that's why I always like was focusing heavy on the podcast shit. Um I would love to start a band at some point when it becomes feasible. No, 1000%. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw it, Chappelle Lacey's band, I think they're called Mad Peaceful or so whatever his band's called. They just put out an EP a couple months ago and it fucking rips hard. So go check that out. But yeah, what the fuck was I trying to say? Oh, yeah. Becoming a job. No, yeah, there's this thing with there's this thing with stand up where I was like cuz like I was like big into podcasting and broadcasting before I did stand up. And then I was like and then there was a part of me that also wanted to do stand up. And then there was another part of me that was like, well, you should do stand up because everyone you love who podcasts is also a comedian. Like all your favorite podcasters started out as are also comedians. So it's like, you know, I didn't 100% like cuz I think I kind of I wanted to do stand up for probably like three like I thought about doing it the freshman year of college. And then I thought about doing it my freshman year of college, and then I never actually did it till my senior year of college. So I was like thinking about it, but I was like ruminating on it. Then I finally pulled the trigger last semester of college. Croc put Andy in a Black Panther party outfit. I'm okay with that. I feel like me and the Black Panthers could vibe out on shit. I was just joking with Lemaire, and he agreed with me on this, that he felt this experience too. But I was just joking with Lemaire. We were hanging out the other night, and we were talking about what the fuck? I was joking when Kevin Iso did the podcast, and I fuck with Kevin Iso. He's so fucking funny. But I felt like a minor apprehension of him wanting to like me initially. And then I just was like funny enough times and it like broke him. And because I noticed like initially there was a little bit of like, and I might be wrong about this. Kevin Iso can set the record straight. Maybe he fell in love with me on first sight. Who knows? But no, I felt like there was this like apprehension. And then eventually he's like, all right, Andy's fucking funny. And then he just kind of like let the, like, drop the guard a little bit. But I was joking with Lemaire. I was just like, every a Pat George in the chat. Now, I was actually, you might be able to double dutch on this topic, because I was just I was saying, I had the realization. I go, a lot of times when I befriend certain black men, I feel this initial process of them kind of confused about how much they like me. Because I think a lot of black guys look at me and go like, that's not going to be my type of white guy. And then they meet me and they're like, why do I love this white man so much?
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get that. I feel like it's more of a thing where no matter what, I don't think they want to admit it.
Yeah,
You know what I
no.
mean?
No, I was hanging out with Lemaire the other night when we were going out for like Nate's birthday, and then me, Lemaire, and Ridley and Taylor were hanging out a little bit longer, and I was joking with Lemaire about it, and then Lemaire just made a look like pointing at himself, like, yeah, me. like, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I kind of felt that from you and Nate when I first met you guys, because when I met them, because I think like Lemaire and Nate were literally like my first close black friends. Like, I had black friends, but never like ones I would hang out with constantly. And I think I was like their first close non-wiggery white friend and things like that. Maybe less so much with Lemaire, because I know he lived in Lancaster for a while. But yeah, I think there was like a strong apprehension of like, why do I like this white guy so much?
Yeah, my thing was I worked with my buddy Talone in Florida when we were doing medical supply shit, and essentially that I think that was kind of the thing. I think once we realized we lied to bill collectors the exact same way, and
Yeah.
and bosses, and essentially just kind of like it was more of a thing where like, oh yeah, you know about that? He's like a lot of that kind of shit, like where it's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, yeah, I think it's more like in my case at least, it's the struggle shit, like the not not having food or not having like any kind of like a real quality of life for a little bit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I think either that is, and then also just kind of like dealing with it. I don't know. Like it's funny. Part of the reason I'm late is because my brother started a group text with my wife and my other brother to let us know. Apparently this morning my mom's in the hospital and she's on a breathing tube.
Oh. Well, hey, if you
So,
need to
well,
deal
no,
with that and not this.
well, I want to go by my common sense and not my brother's, because like I would say, well, if you're just texting about it, I would assume this was at least expected or planned, because like she was getting a procedure done or something. But it's like, I don't know if that's a text. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
just in case, just so you know, in case my mom dies, I might have to go. So that's
Well, not early.
no. After the stream.
Okay. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I feel weird joking about it while it's
But
happening.
yeah, I do too. But it's also like one of those things of, I think that's the best example of what I'm talking about is dealing with trauma and stride. And I think that's what black people as a culture do on a regular basis. Not on a regular basis. Some deal with it. Like in the sense of like, yeah, it feels like the whole world's against me. All right, whatever. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
that's
whether
yeah.
that's your outlook or not, like it's just a thing of like, I think that's the relatable part of like of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, because you notice it way more with older black people. It's why it's like when you meet older black people, they almost they have a much more cheery demeanor, but it's
Yeah.
because like, you know, back in the day, not that it's like, you know, not that racism went away, but it was a much more, you know, back when they were younger, it was a much more, you know, if you step out of line or whatever the fuck, you know, you're gonna get fucked up. So it's like there's much more of a thing of like learning to, well, I'm gonna have to make them like me.
Well, it was just a matter of like in my high school, just statistically, I couldn't avoid having a black friend. Like,
Oh yeah,
there's just so many blacks at my school.
yeah.
Like,
Oh well, no, that's all. Well, that's also the element of just because history is what it is. You have so many people. You have so many black people growing up in more so often growing up in poverty and stuff like that. Well, I think the thing too, because like
oh,
I
shit,
had a
didn't have
different.
the chat open. I apologize. Hey guys.
No, you're good. No, the other thing I had experience with where it was like, because I grew up. Like I grew up in the we talked about before. I grew up two parents, money, we're fine with money, grew up in the burbs. And like cuz I think a lot of times too like I noticed here was a big thing I noticed when I started to get black friends is I go like, "Oh, they're how do I phrase this? They're kind of you know, it would be that thing where it's like, oh yeah, when a cop pulls up, it's like fucking bro time, and you guys hug and kiss, and the cop goes like, well, how much money do you need? And then he pats you on the back, and then he gives you some weed and stuff like that. And he says, have a great day, young white lad.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I still like when the cops roll up. When the cops roll up, I'm still like, fuck. But I'm not like, oh, am I going to go to jail for 7 years because he's going to plant crack on me? Like, that was always the thing where I was just like, no, I'm like, it was this thing of like, oh, you got like these two groups have astronomically different problems. And then the older I got, the more I started to notice, I go, everyone has the same problems, more or less. It's just about like to what degree. You know what I mean? Like that was much more of the thing I noticed because like I would get that as a dude who grew up middle class with two parents, you know, a little comfy, little wumpy. I would hear people who didn't grow up with, and I hate to use the term, but with the privileges I had, they would always make claims where it's like, no, I felt that way. You've just probably felt worse than me, or you've just probably had worse days than me. But I felt all those things. And that's the big psyop that, and I'm trying to learn more about this because I was learning more about like black leaders and stuff. And I noticed that a lot of black leaders are actually just like socialists and commies. And I was just like, oh, that's why probably all the like weird Marxist thoughts are like, because I noticed in like the black community, they have a lot of like Marxist bullshit that they get down with. But because like black people historically have been held down, it like makes more sense for them to agree with that and shit. But the problem is it's like, well, if you think that way, you're going to keep yourself down. And fuck, I lost my train of thought. What was I? Oh, yeah. I was intrigued by that. Because I noticed it with I listened to Malcolm X's audiobook and he was kind of like he was
what the hell?
What?
He got an audiobook out?
Yeah, man. He wrote that shit down and then
he wrote it. Oh, somebody else. I'm so stupid. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that was insane.
Is it like Tupac?
You really got to slow yourself down. That was a crazy 1 to 2.
It's just like one of those things where like, how the fuck did Malcolm X record an audiobook?
Yeah,
And
well,
he wrote the book and then some.
He wrote it, and then the guy from The Matrix read it.
Hey, Andy, I just got here. What's going on?
What? Oh, my mom might be dying. I don't give a shit.
What the fuck is a PIC line? I guess I'm gonna go ahead and Google that. What does it mean?
But what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, no, like I know Malcolm X was what was he, Black Israelite? No, he was
black.
Nation of apparently. Well, here's the other part. Redhead though, so that's why I always thought he was cool as fuck.
Get out of here.
You never see the red hair in the black and white pictures. That's how the man keeps you down. But anyway, like he was not Black Israelite, the other one, the one that believes in Yaqub. Have you ever looked into Yaqub, by the way? That's a fun afternoon.
Black Israel. I thought he was a Muslim.
Yeah, but I forget the other name. I always confuse Black Israelites with Nation of Islam. That's right.
Oh,
He was Nation of Islam.
we got
And
there.
yeah, and there's people watching like, man, I hate this racist honky. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't know your silly hat religion. Okay,
Oh,
I can't keep track of every silly hat. God damn it! I know the
I'm
small ones.
sorry. Generalizing some of you makes me feel nice.
Yeah,
God forbid.
Oh no, I didn't respect your stupid headwear. Shut up.
But no, so he was Nation of Islam, but then a bunch of the shit he was saying in his fucking autobiography was very like Marxist commie bullshit. And then I got Angela Davis's. She's like a huge fucking, she's into all that like Marxist commie bullshit. And I was just like, oh, I bet you like that is a big thing to do with it, because like and I know Martin Luther King was like a communist or something like that. And because like that, the problem with that stuff, like the Marxist shit, is it sells you like this like fucking weird caricature of the world where it's like it's much more superficial. And then you get people, and then if you're like constantly pumping that into people, they have a much more superficial perspective of the world where, and this goes back to a point we used to make, where it's like you couldn't even imagine what it's like. And I go, I probably could, not 100%, but like there's this thing we call empathy, and it's how you relate to other people. What's up, Stanley?
This is Carmela, and we got Stanley. We got
and we got
camp,
Stanley.
Guys. This is unprecedented.
But yeah, anyway, going back to my original point, it was that thing of like, that's what I always noted. That's like where I get the perspective of growing up middle to like upper middle class and having a bunch of like poor friends, is I go like, oh, because I do think, man, like obviously there's a million barriers that are trying to just from day one to put you in debt and keep you a fucking like a wage slave who's just completely disheartened with the whole system. But there is also like some, like people don't realize, like there's also like a poor mentality, and there's also like a victim mentality. And it's like, you know, it's not a complete 1-to-1, but you can fucking think about that shit differently. And yeah, that's why black people are like me. I don't know where I was going.
We did it. No, I was
racism. Bye bye.
I was just thinking that the thing is, it's really just about like perspective. I think really, it's like, because the thing is, I think like you were saying the thing about the privilege shit. I didn't have the privilege of knowing about my privilege. Do you know what I'm saying? I grew up as like a kid who was like listening to punk rock and said like fuck the cops and like, you know, I'm fucking, you know, don't trust the cops and fuck. Like it was the same like my mentality, but I definitely didn't have the same experiences aside from like, you know, when I'm fucking around with my friends in a parking lot, the cops come by and go like, what are you doing? And now as an adult, I'm going, yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I just want to make sure that you guys aren't like doing crazy crimes, but like the fear of the cops pulling up on you makes you overreact and like either lie to them about something you don't have to lie about or doing some other crazy shit. And it's like, I still had that. And then realizing, because that's what I'm saying is like perspective wise, I have the same outlook as a lot of the black friends that I've met.
Yeah.
Like on most things. So like, that's the beauty of it, is just the fact that like not knowing what the hell that meant. Like you said, like the cop thing of like, well, the cops came over, they may have harassed us and I may have been like, fucking dickhead, whatever. But again, I'm not getting my head bashed in. I'm not getting dragged away to, I haven't been arrested.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like one of those things. So like, that's the thing of like, like that thing of, and because whenever I was saying like, no, I think everybody should be treated equally, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. All that stuff. It's like, I'm not trying to take anybody's experiences.
That's the best yada,
the best way to go equality.
I get it.
All men are created equal. Yada,
all men are created equal. Yada, yada, yada. Equal rights for everyone. Yada, yada, yada.
Like literally, it's like the thing of like where I'm like, it's not just like in the sense of like, I want everybody. It's just, yeah, it's everybody should be entitled to that shit. It's not trying to take your experiences away or say like, oh, I was also scared of cops. I was scared of cops. I wish I would have known about my privilege so I could have taken more advantage of it.
Well, the problem too is a lot of times the groups that are also like, you know, well, it becomes a weird thing because it becomes a fight between like the history of people who look like that guy versus the history of the people who look like that guy.
Yeah.
And then like the people who have historically been held down
Yeah.
It's like, and I don't blame them, but it's the easiest way to get a chip on your shoulder for obvious reasons. I'm not shitting on it.
Justifiably so.
But the problem is, under the guise of progress and making things better, a lot of people, when you really look at what they're doing, you're like, oh, you want to get even. You don't want to make like, and you see that with a lot of the like ultra left wing, ultra progressive types, is they want to get even. So they do things where, and even like the white people, oh God, it's so crazy. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like hardwired into us or what, but like there's something about certain white people that they just desperately want to be cucks. They just want to be like, please make me feel bad. Cause like, and I even like get it to a degree because I love a good boo and a who. I'm an emo fan. I like listening to my sad music and stuff. I feel it. I know what it is, but I think, to use a wrestling term, when when you start kissing black people's feet, I think you worked yourself up into a shoot, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's that part of it that I'm always just like, that's when it's like, okay, I don't know what this is accomplishing. Because my whole thing was always like, because there's a thing where it's like, okay, we've identified the bad thing, and then this group historically did that bad thing to this group, so we need to now have that bad thing done to the previous group to equal it. And you're like, I get that, I get wanting that, but you understand that doesn't solve anything. And really, the real thing to do is to just stop doing the bad thing. That's what I've learned. It's just you identify the bad thing and you stop doing the bad thing. You need to stop trying to get even.
The thing I've really, because that's a good point of like bringing up the overall theme that I've been involved with my whole life has been like, no matter what race anybody is, like it's us versus them. Like it's a thing of like they're trying to turn us against each other. What?
171.
Nice. Stop doing the bad thing.
Brother, Andy for president 2028. That's all really, I'm saying.
I mean, that could be number one. We don't have to do anything else.
Just standing at
any other things.
What are you going to promise this country, Andy? I will stop them from doing the bad things.
Yeah, they're not going to do that bad thing.
President forever.
but the thing of like of no matter whatever my experience has been in the past or anything like that has always been, no matter who I meet, it's always like, hey, like we're cool, but like fuck that guy, right? Fuck, you know what I mean? Like fuck our boss, fuck the head of the company or whatever, whoever the dickhead is that's treating us like shit. I wanted to always acknowledge at every kitchen I worked in, which was multicultural, you know that. At the warehouses I've worked in, also multicultural. Like I've had Hispanic friends, black friends, work friends, like all these people that I've hung out with. The mentality I share with all these people has always been, yeah, we're different, but like we're both getting treated like shit by this motherfucker. Like they're trying to turn the working class against each other for stupid shit like race or even like other class. People arguing upper middle class and lower middle class, or middle class and upper like those are the classes that are like when we're like fighting down to that level where it's like this Karen is saying, well, I'm a Karen that's fighting on the right of the HOA. And it's like, what are you doing? You were given just a little bit of power and you become one of them. You become a fucking a person that is abusing their authority. That's the thing, is authority figures, not fear, but like a rich hatred of authority figures is something that I always shared with anybody I ever met.
Well,
like
dude,
that's where I try to meet. Like that's where is not like what kind of music do you listen to? What kind of food did you grow up with? Like, yeah, cool. We can talk about that at lunch or whatever. But like our day to day, our friendship is going to be based on, yo, fuck them.
Yeah, and it goes, dude. Well, it goes. It's crazy how quick it happens because, like, we saw
all the
it
same compared to billionaires. Exactly. That's the best way to take what I just fucking rambled and concise it down.
Nah, because that's legitimately why. That's why I don't like. Obviously, well, it's like complex because it's like I don't just knee jerk hate on rich people or billionaires, but it's like there is an argument to be like, well, if you're a billionaire in today's system, you kind of like have to be an evil person. But there is, because there's always this thing at its core where it's like, we all want to be rich, right? You know what I mean? And anyone who says they don't, they still want to have enough money to do whatever they want, which is being rich. Whether it's not, so if it's not,
I always say I want to be comfortable.
but exactly. But like, no matter how you put it, to get to that, you have to have a bunch of money. So
Yeah.
So
like,
it's like,
I don't know if I can fly to my mom's possible hospital room. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things of like, boy, oh boy, money shouldn't buy happiness. Boy, oh boy, I wish I sure could fly to Florida to see my possibly very sick mother. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's like one of those things where,
I mean, put up the fucking PayPal, dude.
no. No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to see what happens.
How many rich people in the chat? Get Pat a flight.
Bro, if you're texting about it, it can't be an emergency, right?
Your brother is, though. I've never met him,
very
but
stupid. He's
that's
he's the one that yawns when you say yawn.
He's probably in your mother's room going like, so when's lunch going to be ready?
No, he's
Mom?
not. He said the hospital texted me, and I'm like, you're not there? Who's there with her? What the fuck is wrong with you? That's why I'm like, it can't be an emergency. You're texting and you're at work? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Crazy. That's crazy.
so I'm gonna wait it out, and I'm gonna find out if he's text me, hey, mom's gone. I'll go, okay, now I need to get the plane ticket. Now
20,
I know.
Drag the Lake is 20 more minutes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Can you I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back.
Okay, she'll
I'll call
still
you
be
right back.
she'll still be dead in 30.
I'll call you right back.
You gotta stop crying.
It's done though, right? Okay, yeah. So all right, okay.
Okay, it'd be funny. We're just
hold on.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Do they fix?
How long do we have the room? Do we have the room for like another 30 minutes?
Like, okay, is Dr. Frankenstein on his way? No, then fucking chill.
Okay.
Calm down. It's not that urgent.
Is there a thunderstorm?
Is anyone reading the Necronomicon? No.
Derek, prove me wrong. Derek says money ruins everything. Prove me wrong. Give me all yours.
Yeah. If money, well,
I'm gonna help you out, Derek.
I always joke, dude. If I ever Luigi Mangione, and this is just parody, I never would.
Parody. Educational purpose. Wait, no, not educational.
Okay,
Parody.
you want to go
Comedy.
into Pat? This is our improv section. My name is Randy.
Give
and
us a
I'm
location, a New York street outside of a hotel.
Eddie Billionaire.
Billionaire's back, walking away from you confidently and very smugly. You can't see his face, but you know he's smug.
God, I love improving. This is an improv. Ooh, improv. God, I love improving. No, but Eddie person who goes like, yeah, you get rich. Well, there's this like crazy thing where it's like they get rich and they're like, yeah, you realize money can't buy happiness, and you're like, then give it to me.
Yeah, you fucking liar.
Stop holding on to it.
Yeah. Like, why do you have so much then?
Let me have it.
Oh, fuck.
You piece of shit. You're like,
So-
money can't buy happiness. Also, I will not give anyone it.
Yeah. Also, I just want to make sure that I'm not wrong. Just in case, I'm going to hold on to all this because it does pay my bills,
No,
which also makes me. But watch this. Hey, Andy, tell me that all of my bills are paid and I still have my full paycheck.
Hey, Pat, all of your bills are paid and you still have your full paycheck. Yeah, it's like,
Turn me into fucking Mario, bro.
Well, no, when you realize it, you're like, you're like, oh, you're just like you're just like, oh yeah, you just have like shitty relationships with people.
Money could probably buy my brother enough minutes so he could call me.
Yeah, because honestly, you probably lied, cheat, and stole to get that money. So now you're surrounded by shitty people,
by enemies, by people that fucking hate you because you just yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Money can buy happiness, but to earn money, you have to make a lot of people real miserable. It seems.
Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. Is like this is why it's like I'm not. If I didn't understand economics and how I think problems should be solved the way I think they should be solved, and if I didn't agree with like libertarianism on just being like philosophically correct, I would be like an ultra radical left wing guy because I like have. That's how I fucking built my foundation in that world of just like these are the things that are fucked up and blah 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 blah. It's because it's like all that shit is like fucking irritating and drives me crazy. And it's like, God forbid, I want to have a strong moral foundation while we do it. You know what I mean?
They've properly muddied the waters, I think, politically, because now there's super duper poor conservatives and super duper rich conservatives. There's super duper poor liberals and there's super duper rich liberals. And you're like, wait a minute. I thought like some of this was supposed to kind of coincide with your class status, like somewhat. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there was at least one party that somewhat represented one class, and then another. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as far as it's a thing where like it used to be, and that's the thing is I think effectively it used to be like the middle and lower class. I think generally were like. The middle class was shared by like Democrats and Republicans, and then like you would think.
Oh yeah, because it's what happened with like, dude, and this is why I know it's like boring as fuck, but it's why I always go back to telling people to like understand money and how they like devalue the currency. Because it's like I always joke, dude, you could fucking come over here. You could come over here on a fucking boat and jump off the boat and you could find a random job and you didn't know how to speak the goddamn language or any of the culture or any of that shit. And you could find a fucking job that pays your bills and gets your family a decent home. Like you could be a full-blown retard and just go like, just give me shit to pick up and move around. And you could have a stay-at-home wife and pay for all your kids because college wasn't six figures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the problem with like the way they've shifted like how money works, how money is now is like they devalued the currency. And so now the only way to like really make it big is to dip your toe into this like scummy system where, you know, the people who make the most
swamp.
Well, dude,
swamps are cool.
Well, no, it legitimately like all comes back to like it's why like the sports betting and the prediction markets and shit are the evilest thing because it all like if you look at everything that's a problem, it's like hedge funds, which basically are like, you know, a bunch of people put in their money to a hedge fund and the hedge fund has to get them a payout. And then so they just leads to systems of like, oh, we're going to acquire this company and actually intentionally make it shitty and like do all the like it's all this like weird financial shit they figure out to like actually make it's like they ignore the human lives and they're just making money off of like speculation. That's really what it is. Like that's why every time I try to learn about the fucking stock market, it always just comes back. I was like, this is what annoys me, by the way, because you know me, I'm a big Bitcoin fan. It's what annoys me about people shitting on the crypto market. And they're like, that's fucking retarded, which it is. I will say, if you're not buying Bitcoin or Ethereum, you're just throwing your money away, just so you know. If you're not an insider, you're just throwing your money away. But then it's like, yeah, but the crypto market is just an unregulated stock market. Like, that's all it is. And the stock market's the same thing. There's just more regulations, so shit stays evened out, and it isn't as catastrophic for you. But it still is also catastrophic for you because they manipulate that shit as well. It's like all the fucking sports betting and the prediction martins. Like, I don't know. And I feel, because we talked about this, like we were talking about this. I like a little, I was saying it before, I like a little bit of sports betting, but like the way that it's affecting things, the way that prediction markets are affecting things, it's just adding to everything's fucking fake and gay. It's just making everything faker and gayer and all this other shit. But yeah, the original point I was getting to is like when we had a more stable currency and less regulation and like in a smaller government, you could be a fucking dude, work in a warehouse, destroy your back, die at 65, but the whole time you were paying for everything for your family. And now to get actually rich, you have to be a slimy, connected fuck. Now, I guess those guys back in the day weren't getting rich, but you were paying your fucking bills. Now, to pay your fucking bills, you got to be a connected piece of shit.
What the hell is this? Derek says you can bet on skateboarding now.
Bro, you want to see what you can fucking bet on? I wanted to show you this because I knew it would get you worked up.
I know for like I know they bet. I actually like the prop bets. I do like the things where they go like, because those are the bets that I would do. Like if it's not like, oh, bet the line. What's the over under? It's like, fuck you. I'm not doing math. Like win or lose, and
Yeah.
will somebody break their leg on the way out? Like, or will the lady fuck up the anthem? Or how long
Yeah.
will the anthem be? I love that shit. But it's like but when it's like betting on skateboard, when I found out you could bet on pro wrestling, I go, oh, and I feel like anybody that bets on that's not prop bets like that. It like wrestling could be all prop bets. Will somebody trip on their entrance? Will somebody fall through the ring? Will somebody botch a move within the first 5 minutes? Will like whatever it may be or stuff like that. But they don't acknowledge that. There's no governing body. So I'm like, if you're betting on that stuff, it is predetermined shit. So what the fuck are you doing betting on that?
Well, I'll say
Like,
this.
what are you talking about?
The bigger problem for me is like, because that is what I what am I trying to say? Sorry, I'm trying to make a fucking.
I'm not, and I don't want to talk.
No,
I'm not
no.
talking shit about wrestling. I'm talking.
No, I
shit
know.
about that.
Yeah,
Okay,
we know
I just
you're
want that
not.
to
We
be
know
clear.
you're not.
Okay.
No, I was gonna make a joke about a sponsor, but I was like, just
Yeah, let's just
say something else.
We all know. We all know.
Well, no, it's you know what? I'm gonna be straight up. It is like the Prize Picks thing. You guys hear us when we do the read. There's a certain way we have to read it. But I will say the part I do fuck with Prize Picks is like making decisions, because that is the fun in, and I don't do it with Prize Picks, but if I were on another app, I would be betting. Not on Prize Picks.
Right.
But no, for real, it's like that, going back to the money line shit, it's like that's what I like. I like it, in like keeping it low key on a little, being like, yo, you think that's gonna happen or that's gonna happen? That's like, if it's just you and me, dude, that's fun as fuck.
Yeah.
The problem is when you have these big apps. So here, this is actually this ties into what we were talking about. The problem is when you have these big apps and then you see shit like this where, so today White House press briefing had a 98% chance of running over 65 minutes until Caroline Leavitt abruptly ended it with seconds to spare. And that's on Cal.
Wait a minute. She
Just
ended it with spec. Oh man.
So I watched it. It doesn't come off as abrupt as they're saying, but it still looks fucked.
In November of last year. And so I would encourage everyone to take a look at the website. It's quite well done. And thank you all very much. It's great to be back with you.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you do it, because that's where I was hearing Sagar on Breaking Points talk, and he's like, I'm not even anti-sports betting, but it's something about like these apps that, like, making it so accessible and easier.
Yeah.
I do understand that, because it is like, because that's the thing. Like, no matter what it is, whether it's WWE or fucking this, the fact that if it's you and me on the couch, we just finished making love, and they're like, you want to bet who's going to have to pee first?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's fun. But when you create these big apps and then you can like truly affect the genuine nature of it, that's when you're like, okay, you're just making everything fucking suck ass. Are we getting good?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like the bookie thing, because I remember there's a show. I don't know why I said I remember. There is a show that I do watch that's Sebastian Maniscalco's on. It's on HBO, I think, and he plays a bookie. And it's a new show. Like it's actually pretty good. It's not bad.
Is it like him and a black dude?
Yeah. It's a pretty good show. It's the same guy that did it's the guy Chuck Lorre.
I saw I think I saw a thing on it on HBO a couple months ago.
But I was watching it and I'm like, who the fuck? Like what? Like one of the storylines is like, what? Like the betting apps are like really killing his business, and it's like it's a thing where you're like, but the legitimate shit. But that's the thing is like that's the issue though. Is like the only thing is they'll give you different lines and stuff like that, and they'll pay. You'll have different options for paying and shit like that. But it's still the problem is the very obvious compromised sports that I've been watching lately. and like the decisions that people are making that don't make any sense except for the fact that this is fucking rigged. So it's like it's really strange to see that shit. And now when you see it, even in like now they're ruining my prop bets. Now they're gonna fucking like the anthem singers like and in the home of the brave. You know what I mean? Like if they're like about to hit that really long and you know, like 'cause you can say how long would they hold that note? How long? Like that's the shit. It gets down to that, which is what I would assume would keep it more legitimate. But now it's the fact that like all of them now, I don't think the problem is betting. I think gambling is great. Dave and I last night, we spent probably 20 or 30 minutes just gambling, rolling die, allegedly.
Yeah.
At this, like I won this. There was a claw machine at the fucking.
What?
Arcade
We were just roll. Oh, by the way, I did see all of my friends at an arcade, and I checked my text and I go, "Oh, look at look at all the invites to it."
It's a Creek staff party. It was our holiday party.
Oh, you talk about the place you don't work at?
Brother, I guess I work there. They invited me.
You do.
They pay for my
that,
pizza.
Mike. You do that, Mike. There.
Yeah, and I did get I've hosted.
Okay, it was Creek.
There.
It was Creek staff.
Yeah, so there's a claw machine where you could win die, like 6-sided die, 12-sided die, like a bunch. There's just a big claw machine.
Is it like regular size die or is it big fun die?
Regular size die, like usable die. I won the luckiest die. I'll show you. Hold on. Oh damn, my bag's in there. When I get coffee, I'll get my lucky die. But okay. I won like 2 12-sided die, a 6-sided die, one of those weird triangle ones that has like the numbers all around.
Okay, so it's like that's so funny. It's like a D&D die claw machine.
Bro, it was awesome. And I smoked that motherfucker, dude. Yeah. It was awesome. So we were playing, I won a couple of those, and he was like, I was showing him, I was like, check it out. And then he was like, cool. He's like, I had 2 12-sided die, and he's like, hey, $2. And I go, all right. He rolls first. And then, dude, that just went 2 12-sided die and then a bunch of double or nothings. We got up to, I beat him for $20, allegedly.
Yeah. No, dude, that's the fucking thing, man. Gambling.
I love gambling. I love betting.
That's why I'm always so conflicted about it. Because I told you, dude, I'm like the fucking girlfriend when people start talking about sports. There's a reason that when like Nate and Lemaire start talking basketball, I just go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna check my emails real quick. Cause it's like, I got nothing. But if we are hanging out at a bar, dude, I could put $1 down on the money line. Now, I'm the biggest fan of that team you've ever seen.
Invested.
But that's the fucking problem I'm having where I'm like, dude, betting rules so much. But if all these fucking companies, dude, it's the problem. It's the problem with the like uncreative people. They're not creative. They just see a way to like exploit people. And it's like, you ruin everything, man. Yeah. You ruin everything. You take this fun thing that we all did a little bit of. We all did it a little bit. And then you went like, well, this has to be my whole business. And well, because the problem is the fucking product they're selling is, you know, morally corrupt to a degree. But they have a shitty product at times. And like, but they have to sell it as it's completely normal. So that's where all the like marketing and propaganda comes in, where they have to then create a new paradigm where you go, this actually isn't kind of fucked up when you do it too much. It's not actually, because that's how we're normal people. And we go, yeah, you do this a little bit, but if this becomes your whole thing, you're a piece of shit. But they go, well, no, this has to be your whole thing. So we make money. So then it's like, you know, because they don't have a good product to sell, there's a huge incentive for them to just like change the paradigm. And they're like, how do we do that? Well, we have to make ourselves more legitimate. How do we make ourselves more legitimate? Well, we have to, Kalshi has to do deals with ESPN or fucking, fucking every sports betting app is linked up with like ESPN and they show you the odds during the game.
Can I ask you a question? Can you hear that leaf blower in the background?
A little bit, but
okay,
it's
let me close the window real quick. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, but no,
I'm gonna get more coffee too. I'll be right back.
No, you're good. You're good. But yeah, that's really my thing because it's that's really my my thing with it is it's because like I'm so glad Pat said that because I feel the exact same way. I like sports betting so fucking much, but dude, legitimately, like I don't know, man. You know me, I don't like the government. I'm not a fan of the government, but if they just ban prediction markets, I wouldn't be mad about it. I would, I'm like, hey man, broke clock is right twice a day. I wouldn't be fucking mad about it. But yeah, because those prediction markets fucking, a lot of the sports betting getting in the mix with the like ESPN and things like that. I don't like that. That fucking sucks ass. But like just on its face, yeah, betting's so fucking fun. Betting is so fucking fun. I need Pat to come back. I've been yelling a bunch. I need some water. I got fucked up the other night. Actually, I didn't even get that fucked up. It was Nate's birthday. And then we stayed out late. And I got a bunch of Whataburger. Late at night. Dude, I got home so late on Tuesday.
I got home super late last night.
What time did you get home last night?
Like 3:30.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Dude. Bro, fucking fucking Tuesday. So it was Nate's birthday was Monday, which I can't wait till Nate posts that clip. From look at that die. Look at that goddamn die.
This is my lucky motherfucker right here.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You can't really see the glittery. There we go. Come on.
Wait, do the girl
My,
when they're showing you makeup,
yeah.
you have to like block the back so it. All right, okay. Oh, there it is. That's pretty, dude. Are you gonna start playing D&D?
I think so. I think I got enough here. I got like. There it is.
Yeah. First you get the die, then you play the game.
My hall. This is the weird one I don't know about. Triangle one. It's like a pyramid. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But that was my haul.
Nice.
Sorry.
But no.
I got coffee.
Oh, you're good, bro. No, oh yeah, so Nate's birthday was Monday. Optimo Noctis was Tuesday. We all hung out at Noctis. Then we went to these bars. Dude, Austin. So I like Austin a lot, but I also don't like it's a lot of how do I say this? Like a lot of because I don't go to them as often. So when I hang out with the crew and stuff, that's when I see a lot of these places. And it's like it's a lot of cool places, but like I hate how intentional the design is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like how they put more into the aesthetic when you're like, you don't need that much. Just like it can be comfortable, well lit, comfortable weather. A couple the little what's the thing? Like a pinball machine, basketball thing, something like a little like upper body, low impact sport.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
nah,
like something like that. But like really, it's when they're like it's the theme, like the very thought out theme,
yes.
and every little thought like is put out. Like I don't know, man. Some of the best Chinese food I ever had some of the worst aesthetic I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, like whenever we go to Fraser's, like I don't know if this is true, but that feels like an old man bar that got taken over by hipsters.
Yeah.
But then there's other bars where like you walk in, every bartender's like a hot guy with a mustache, and you see like
matching aprons and like shirts and everything, and you're like,
yeah,
what is this, a Fridays or something? Like what's
yeah,
going
and then
on here?
you look on the wall and there's like a taxidermy deer head, and you're like with beads on it, and you're like, oh yeah, you all sat around a table and go, so are we gonna buy the taxidermy deer head? Yeah, I think that would look cool in here. That's like the thing. So we were at like bars like that, which they were fun. I will say the one bar we were at, the like sort of the aesthetic was whatever, but they had I had my first ever espresso martini. That was a good time. I don't know if I'd ever do more than one a night, but it's fun to just throw back because you're like, oh, I'll let this hot chocolate get me drunk, you know?
Yeah, it's like a mudslide. You ever had a mudslide?
No, but it sounds like similar. What is it?
Brother, it is the most dangerous. So I had speaking of TGI Fridays, shout out. When I was
Shout out.
younger, I would like, when you would I don't know if you did this actually. Did you start drinking at like 15?
So I did drink around that time, but
Like drinking. Like you do now. That's when you started drinking like that.
I had a couple.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. No. I hear what you say. In high school, I had a couple sessions where I got real fucked up, but I never got into regularly drinking till like college
So allegedly, when I would have people buy me booze a lot
at the gay club. Allegedly,
No, well, no, I would buy my own. That was the alleged. That was the thing where I was getting served there. I would go up and order pitchers for the table.
Yeah.
So allegedly.
God, that doesn't look good for gays.
And I was 16 years old. Okay, I was an adult by then, allegedly. So.
In terms of gay men, in terms of gay men grooming kids, it was of age.
No, again, Andy, I'm telling you, it was the one straight bartender that was serving me. It was crazy. It was because he liked that I liked metal. So I would go and I would say like, okay, can you get me like I want to try Smirnoff Ices. Like I've never had that before. Or I want to try that. Get me. I remember when we found out Zima, I don't think Zima either it didn't go away or had come back and it wasn't like being like promoted that well. We found Zimas somewhere. And I was like, can you give me Zimas? And like, that's the thing. It's like, it's usually
bartender's like, are you sure you're not gay, dude?
No. This one was like, I would have either my brothers or my brother's friends or something like that, like go out and get booze. So like when they were getting booze for the party, I would put in my order as well. And usually it was something weird or something I wanted to try. Brother, one night there was like a bottle of mudslide mix from TGI Fridays.
Oh, wait, what are mudslides?
Mudslide is essentially alcoholic chocolate milk.
Oh, okay.
It's like, but the mudslide, I think like there's like an element to it where either it's poured over ice or it's like blended or something. This is supposed to be a thing that you're like supposed to change the consistency of a little bit.
Yeah.
But the mix is it just tastes like the best chocolate milk you've ever had.
Yeah.
It's like Yoo-hoo level chocolate milk. It's like that kind of quenching chocolate milk.
Yeah.
But there's alcohol in it.
Yeah.
So like it is dangerous as fuck. Because if you're like the fat little kid was just like, this is my thing now. I'm just gonna drink the thing you're supposed to dilute.
Wait, I can drink chocolate milk and get fucked up?
Like a jug of like, it's like a handle of this mix because it's supposed to last you a while. You know what I mean? It's like pina colada mix. It's like just drinking.
Wait, so you were just drinking mudslide mix?
Yeah. I drank like, I think the whole bottle and I was just like, I was fucked up. The only other time I'd been that fucked up was either Four Loko or when the times I drink like Mad Dog. You ever drink Mad Dog? That's another thing. I think why I got along with a lot of black people.
That's why I got along with poor people.
A lot of Old English, a lot of Mickeys, and a lot of fucking what was the thing I just said?
Mudslides.
Yeah, mudslides.
Well, no, when I got to college, the dudes it was kind of funny. My friend group from college happened accidentally because there was this dude, Jeremy, I was friends with. What?
I'm just drinking mixer. Yoo-hoo is chocolate. Like essentially everybody is like, yeah. That's it. I don't think I realized how until I put it into the pina colada context. I didn't realize how crazy that actually was.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a weird. It's no pun intended. It's a slippery slope.
Slippery slope.
It's a thing where you're just like, I could just drink this incredibly sugary, incredibly alcoholic, concentrated thing, and you're just like
how'd he lose his family? Mudslides.
How'd he lose his feet? Mudslides.
No, it was funny how I was destined to always be linked to Philly Dirtballs my whole life. And love them dearly. But I say that second. No, being nasty. No. Yes. Okay. We got eyes on the scene.
We got eyes on the scene.
Yo, cats. Dude, I was telling Steph, my new favorite thing is, the Instagram comps where it'll show you a thing and they'll be like, and they'll show you that thing. Just that, but with animals.
Oh, yeah,
It'll just be any of them. And I go like, oh, this is such a funny little guy. It's
I like
always
when it's like a corgi core or like a dog core or something like that. Or
dude, they're getting so specific. I saw one that was like it was all introverted cats.
oh yeah,
So they would hear someone else coming in and the cats would run away. Or they would hear and then the other ones was just dogs who like broke their paw, so they had little cute dog casts on. And I go like, I need a fucking dog. No, yes, ever since college, I've always been linked to dirt balls from Philly. And my friend Jeremy roomed with this dude Ryan, who eventually I became friends with, because it was that thing where, have you ever done this one? Have you ever been hanging? Dude, this is what I did in college. I hung out with my friends, and then I met this other group of Philly dudes through my friend Jeremy, and I just like it's I don't know if this sounds bad on my part, but like sometimes it takes a new friend group to make you realize your current friend group sucks ass.
yeah.
Because it's like, I legitimately, dude, it was crazy. All these dudes who, because I roomed with my one friend, and I won't say his name because he did some real bad shit, and I don't want that to, whatever. But no, it's like my one friend who was like, I thought he was like my best buddy in high school, and then we roomed together, and very, very quickly into college, he's like, I'm doing heroin now, and you're like, the fuck? So he just starts doing heroin. He starts hanging out with like the weird music kids who are like oddly violent. And you're like, oh, you're going to make me sacrifice a pig or something if we hang out too long. Yeah. And then, it was like all my other friends that I knew from high school that went to the same college as me. Cause there was a bunch of us that like didn't care. And we're just like, that's the college fucking 30 minutes from home. Let's just go to that one. They all ended up sucking ass. And then I met these dudes from Philly who were much more, because Philly's like the Vatican, it's its own country, and everyone from Philly, whether it's good or bad, they're fucking fascinating as shit. And so I was like hanging out with them, and but they were all like poor dirtbags from Philly who got to they got to Kutztown on like athletic scholarships and shit, and they were the ones that introduced me to Mad Dog. And I remember vividly being like, I don't want these guys to think I'm gay, and dude, trying all my might to just be like, yeah, I can drink this. It sucks, but it's whatever. And the whole time just being like, I hate fucking everything about this. This is so fucking bad.
You know how
Mad Dog. I do want to bring it back. I would love a Mad Dog episode of Panties, but I know Lemaire and Nate no-sell that every single time. I just think it would be good content. But other than that, I never want to see Mad Dog again in my life.
Then give them Four Locos. We'll do a culture swap.
I do want to do. Well, the other thing I want to do is a case race and Edward 40 hands. I would love to do an Edward. I'm the only thing I'm scared of though is how like I don't want Edward 40 hands to be easy for me. I'm worried about it being easy, and that's just going to be on video then.
my biggest thing would be I would have to chug it just because I know I would have to pee. It would be like a real race for time. You know what I'm saying? Like how much can I consume fast enough? Because you can't take either one. Like when you finish one, can you take it off, or do you have to finish both of them?
You have to finish both before someone takes it off you.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah,
I would smash it over someone's head and fucking piss all over them, because I like I panic when I have to piss. Like it's sometimes it becomes an emergency. Maybe it might be an issue, but not gonna look into it. So
that's for someone else to worry about.
I was wondering about the bad rap that like, because I said Zima earlier, like, which is another thing of like, for a time I was kind of the sugary num num drinker. Yeah. Like I liked Malibu and pineapple. That was a delicious.
Well, everyone likes Malibu and pineapple.
And if you say you don't, you're a fucking lying piece of shit. So if
No,
I mean,
'cause-
if you
yeah.
don't like coconut, a lot of people don't like coconut. So I can understand if you don't like coconut. You probably wouldn't
Malibu.
like it.
I
But, like,
remember.
if you do like that stuff, it's the greatest fucking drink. But it's like it's num nums. That's what it is.
Well, dude, that's
It's
what.
essentially mudslide mix.
Well, that was like a big culture shock of having black friends where you're just like, wait a minute, like we do fun. What are you making me feel bad about this for? You know what I mean? Like,
It's
stop
not
making me
supposed to be a
feel gay.
punishment. Yeah, but it's a thing where I'm like,
No, because let me make this more clear. I'm not just shitting
Oh.
on black people. No, because I remember me and my friend group would just when I was in high school, me and my friend group, we would just do shit. You know what I mean? Like obviously we would call each other gay and stuff like that, but we were all band nerds. So like we weren't like we thought a lot less we were a lot less worried about legitimately being like, oh no, I'm gonna look like a fucking pussy if I did this. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So like, yeah, I remember me and my friends would just be like we knew it was funny that we were crushing Malibu, but there would be times where we would just be crushing Malibu all the time because we're like, yeah, dude, I'm not self-conscious about this. This fucking rips. But then
Yeah.
I met black people and I realized my shoes weren't good. So I've been in hell ever since.
Caribou Lou is a 151 proof rum, coconut rum, pineapple juice, Angostura bitters, Angostura.
I don't know.
Never seen that word.
Can
And then nutmeg.
nutmeg. Well,
That
you
sounds
like
crazy.
you like that.
Fucking
I just do what I'm complaining about.
nut pat. I'll tell you what.
That's the least fun character on Malibu Family Guy. Nutmeg. Anyway, thank you. I'm gonna go get some water.
Yeah, I think the wine coolers and like I would say I was gonna say I was putting Smirnoff Ice in that as well, but like all of those like shit, like people like talk shit about those drinks, and I get it because they're just most of them are kind of like sugary, whatever. But like wine coolers are fucking good. They're not if they're your preferred or only drink, then like who gives a fuck? I don't understand. I do understand people making fun. Zima is a silly word. You look crazy, but it's like it's essentially what now those like either what are they called? White Claws or High Noon, I think is one. I don't know. Like the seltzers where they're like, oh, this is an alcoholic seltzer or whatever. It's just that's the new Smirnoff Ice. But people do make fun of White Claws. I do make fun of White Claws actually also. Now I'm going to add myself into that because I called them whore locos. But I think it's just a new version of that. Like it's a crazy weird drink, but it's also like beer is weird too. I think weird how concerned people are with like calories in beer. Like it's caffeine. It's like I feel like it's decaf. Well, I guess non-alcoholic would be decaf for beer, but I just think like they get a hard rap, and it's like, man, people like what they like. If they're drinking time, like last night, I don't really drink, by the way, so like I haven't really drunk a lot in a while. Just every once in a while, I'll fucking crack some beers and shit, but on a regular basis, by no means do I drink. So I'm kind of out of the running, but like you got to have your vice. You got to have your thing. And for most people, it's drinking. So like you have your pina coladas or you have I get my glass of whiskey and I just sip it and fucking hate it or love it. I get the palate thing because of coffee, but I just think people's preferences are people's preferences. And like in most of those, like Bartles and James, Marble Light, made high school girls into women. Hell yeah. Beers and calories count in my book. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's a weird thing. I can't hear you.
No, I'm just kidding. It's on.
I told them, I was like, I started to say people make fun of a lot of these extra drinks like Zimas or wine coolers. And then I was like, you know what? I do too, because I remember I called White Claws whore locos.
Yeah. No, that's why I'm a complete phony. When I bitch about people giving me shit, it's just because I don't want to get shit. I'm gonna do the exact same thing to you whenever I find a moment.
But it's just a thing where it's like it sucks that like they it's just people's preferences. It's like people have their own taste and stuff. Like some people like the nummy drink. Like last night, I was telling them I don't really drink, obviously, on a regular basis or anything. But last night when I was at the arcade and I was hanging out with my bros and we're playing pinball and basketball and all this shit, Kyle was there, Dave was there. Obviously, we were gambling, allegedly.
We're just rolling dice near money, and the
Jake
money.
Ricca.
We're
Jake Ricca was there and all this shit. Like, so like we're hanging out and I'm just like, you know what? I had myself about 4 or 5 Diet Cokes. I cracked open some DCs. And every one time Jake comes by and he's like, hey, he's like, is that a DC? And he's like, and he was asking me where to get it. I was like, what? I'm not driving. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? It's like,
give me your keys.
Yeah.
Just Jake's tackling. You go, Pat, give me your fucking keys.
You don't fucking know me.
You don't know me.
I just think it's like you can have your preference but like any of these things are just like the new Zima, like the White Claws, the High Noons, the spiked seltzers, the fucking twisted teas. It's just like it's your preference, bro. Because I hated the stigma. I really wanted to order another drink order I would want to put in when I was younger was like wine coolers, but the stigma, brother. But it's perfectly okay for somebody to drink a fucking Mad Dog or something like that. It's disgusting.
Well,
it's like a rite of passage kind of thing of like, oh, you're not gonna get this one. It's the most efficient. It's the highest alcohol volume. Like, no, I want to sip some num nums. I want to get a little buzz on, and I want to fucking just hang out. I don't like. Even as a kid, I think I just was never really super drawn to drinking, even though I was,
yeah, dude, that's interesting. I'm looking up Zima online, and it literally is like, it's so funny because it looks like Zima, they were just ahead of their time.
Yeah, it was like the first spiked seltzer. Like, it's what that is. That's what like a Smirnoff kind of is too. It's like more sugary. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think it just I think people just weren't ready for the Zima, because there's like a thing now where like men can get away with basically doing the equivalent of drinking Zima as long as there's like a degree of irony to it. Like you have like, so men are allowed to do that shit if they pretend they're doing it ironic, when in actuality it's like, no. See, that was always my thing. That's why that's like here's one of my things. Derek, mark it down. God damn it. I'm such a character.
I got so many things.
So like, it's why I don't hate on like nitpicking your friends, not nitpicking, but like calling them out on doing fucking gay ass bullshit, whether it's literally gay or just the straight guy proverbial gay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mind that, but it's like, it's when your friends fucking up or being a bitch is when you call them out. I get annoyed because I would always get called out on doing shit unapologetically that everyone just wants to do. You know what I mean? So it would be the thing of like, so many the reason like White Claws are popular is because you get to do it ironically now. And it's like, no, I have the balls to just go like, no, sometimes I want a fucking White Claw.
Yeah, sometimes I want a berry num num.
And that's the thing that irks me is like the guys who pretend like they don't want a num num and then they go do a num num ironically. But if you're just like it, there, you know what? It really comes back to hurt people, Pat. And
I'll tell you what, people were making fun of me for that mudslide, and then I go, "Oh yeah, want a sip?" And
oh
they
yeah,
take a sip, and I go, and they try, and they go, "That's good." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Fuck off, idiot.
Nah.
And this is called efficient too, because this is all mine, motherfucker.
People get very mad when you're
happy.
unapologetic.
People hate when you find happiness.
Well, no, it's when, yes, but also when you're unapologetically yourself.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, because you really, what we got there? What is that? Oh yeah, the Bone Crusher, dude. Pat George, never scared. Got the Bone Crusher mug.
I'm so glad you noticed.
I've
been trying to go like,
I would have never realized that if like when we were playing Munchkins the other night, I put on Bone Crusher for Pat, and then Pat's like, "Oh yeah, I just ordered this." I go, "What?" And he's you were showing me, you're like, "Yeah, I just ordered a Bone Crusher mug." I go, "That's good stuff, dude."
You might have one on the way, because I just got a confirmation that the order that finally came, I think got sent again. I just got confirmation that order was shipped again.
So now you got an extra Bone Crusher mug?
I think you might have one, my friend. We might have co-host mugs.
Ooh.
Next mug, I want to be the monster truck, please. Also, Bone Crusher, I feel like if it's not already taken, I think should be a gay porn name. I think, and I should get some rights from that. Or actually, you know what? Actually, just porn name. How about that? Because ladies can crush bone too.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I was like, no, dudes can crush bone, gays can crush bone, everyone can crush bone.
Yeah, there's like Bone Crusher. I will argue, and that we stumbled on something really truly prolific here. Bone Crusher might be the fucking coolest name for everything. Imagine if your grandma was named Bone Crusher. How much you would love her more.
Nope.
If my mom was named Bone Crusher, I would not be here right now.
What are you talking about?
I would be on my way to Florida to go.
Brother, if I found out my mom's name was Bone Crusher, I'd be like, no, no, Mom, what did you do?
Brother, I would be so proud of my mom.
What did you do to get that name, Mommy?
It's definitely a porno for sure.
Oh, yeah, no.
I think someone has
this is
a
why
Bone Crusher IPA. Yeah, let's do it, bro. Let's drink some Bone Crushers while we drive Bone Crusher to the Bone Crusher concert, and then we find out at a text that our mom, Bone Crusher, is in the hospital.
Yeah. That's honestly, yeah, everything but the mom would be sick to be called Bone Crusher.
A wrestler, Bone Crusher's ready. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying?
literally. If you like, I'm looking around my room, anything.
Name anything Bone Crusher. Hey, you want me? Let's check in on Bone Crusher cam. Oh, nobody there. There's Bone Crusher. Hey.
Oh, is that Bone Crusher?
Yeah. Hey, Bone Crusher.
Wait, is that is that Carmella or?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say if that was Stanley and he's licking his junk, he is kind of crushing the bone.
Hey, Bone Crusher.
Hey, Bone Crusher.
But
Yeah, anything I'm looking at in my room, if the branding was Bone Crusher, I'd be like, I'm buying one more.
Yeah, I think I might just anything I buy from now on is going to be branded Bone Crusher, and if not, I'll have it printed on.
That fucking rules. What are we talking about? Oh, you know what? Can I bring up one more thing about black people?
Sure.
I wanted to make this point earlier, but we got away a little bit away from the topic about like how black people, because like I've told you, I said it before. I've experienced this many a time. Black people like me, and then they're like, "Why the fuck do I like this white guy so much?" And they're like confused about it. And I realized one of the big reasons they talk about it a lot online. One of the ginger black alliance, and like, because there is a thing. There's something about having red hair that makes you befriend black people more often than not and shit. And there's something about being black that makes you want to hang out with gingers more. And you know what I think it is? I think there's like a degree of paranoia that both groups share. Because I've been realizing this about black people, where you ever interact with certain black people where they're not being shitty, but they're like being kind of weird and standoffish. And I just go like, oh yeah, because you probably like growing up black, you probably learned to be paranoid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's a big thing.
At least skeptical at the least.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah, and like kind of, you kind of want to. It's why I feel like it's why black people are better at arguing, because they're way more prone to being like, give me all the details on this. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I've heard what happens in the past, and I'm not, I don't want to trust everyone on the jump.
I will tell you from experience of like being somebody who is like, for a while, and before AI shit started coming up and stuff, like where you're like, oh my god, people are reacting to shit, and you're like, oh, that's not real. Like I've kind of had that skeptical, like, just because you see like a still image of something and then somebody writes words under it, like that, there's a lot of influence that's behind wording and stuff like that, and you can't always believe what you see. And like, if I don't see it with my own eyes, I don't know that I can 100% believe anything. And that's a shared thing that I think, maybe not that exactly, but I think just being skeptical of the legitimacy of most things. Just being
I know for me, like, I've grown up being a very anxious person, and it's taught me that I have to be very what's the fucking word?
Gay.
I have to be gay.
Mhm.
And I go, the only thing that'll calm me down right now is a big fat load
Yeah, from someone else,
through a wall.
from a stranger.
No, I'm very like I don't know what the word is. I'm very litigious about my emotions, like just kind of being like, all right, why are we feeling? I don't know if litigious is the right word, but like, why are we feeling this way? Because I've had
Withdrawn or withholding, like you're kind of like you just like
I just inspect them thoroughly. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I can react. It's why I'm a big like, yo, let's not just jump to conclusions guy. I'm like, let's analyze this real quick. I don't move quick in those scenarios. I will.
analyze.
Well, I'm actually, you know what's funny? I'm actually pretty good in the moment. When I have a lot of time to think about stuff, that's when I'm the worst. I'm very good at working in the moment. But yeah, what's my whole thing about over analyzing shit, but I've learned from experience, like sometimes if I jump the gun, I don't have, I have like a 50% success rate. I've got an egg on my face, Patrick, a lot of times in those rooms. It's not just cum. Sometimes it's egg.
Yeah,
but no,
they shoot eggs at me.
Sometimes they throw eggs. They say,
Rude.
I go, why are you doing this? They say, shut up. They throw 100. They say, clean it up with that fucking pin cushion. I forget the fucking point I was making. But like, with like the anxiety shit, it makes me very litigious and not necessarily trust the first version of things. And it, so I then also can identify with, like, through that, I've also become like a paranoid person. You know what I mean? It makes me ask the question, why is this happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a big question I ask a lot of times. I'm like, why is this fucking it's because it's funny too, because I think sometimes people talk to me. I get this a lot. Like, I don't know if it's like projection or what, but I noticed, or maybe I'm just more, I notice this behavior from other people more, but I notice like a lot of times talking to people, you get someone coming at you with like, they're trying to figure out your ulterior motive, which always like gets me, because I'm like, I am very, very rarely ever fucking like trying to do some like, mind games or anything like that. I'm a pretty, like, I don't know. It's not to say I'm not a deep person. I like to think I am, but I'm really like, if I'm talking to you, I'm pretty on Front Street about it. So it's why I always laugh when you talk to certain people and they kind of get like, what are you getting at? And I'm over here like, the words I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. There's nothing I'm hinting at. I told you what I said.
That's also the problem with, well, you know what it is too? That's the problem with like getting like how everything, they've amped up the political nature of everything. Like, it literally happened the other day. We were talking about the Venezuelan shit, and I had a friend bring it up, and they were saying like, China and Russia's behind it. And I go, well, those are the two, knee-jerk things our government always goes to say they're the enemy. And I go, and I didn't know anything about it. I just go like, yeah, but what are the odds that that's true? Like, the government's always lying to us. And then there's just like knee-jerk reaction of my friend goes like, so are you pro-China? Are you pro-Russia? And it's this thing of like everything being overly politicized of like, I get their that like saying that logically makes sense from their perspective, but like from mine, I'm always just like, yeah, no, it's like there's like, just because you, it's what am I trying to say? I don't know, man. It's just, you know what it is? It's just like the way everything gets over politicalized. If you start to line up with this like caricature that's been formed in the political space, and people hear you say stuff similar to that caricature, they just start to immediately like assume that, like, oh, you do A, B, and C like this character, and they ignore everything else you've ever done. Because that was like my point to my friend, where it's like, so you're pro-Russia. And I go like, hey man, do you listen to me talk? Like, how anti-government, how vocally anti-government do I have to be? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. Those are some words. Do you have words? I don't know where I'm going with any of this.
I don't have anything. No, not even a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I just I think with that whole thing, I think like I said, I've gotten to the point where, and it's not not in a conspiracy way, but in just a way of like, I don't like, I see what you're fucking, I see that I will never truly know the fuckery afoot. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so no matter what, it's kind of like one of those things of like, I can try to understand it, sure, but it's also like one of those things of like, kind of like the sports betting thing where you're like, okay, so here are the rules of the game. Here are the, here's how, and by no means are these supposed to affect this and this is supposed to affect this. These can both coexist of like sports betting can be here and not influence the sport and we can all just have a good time. But it's not working that way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like where you go like you can explain how like they go like we gotta update the budget. There was somebody, I think there was who was it? There was somebody that was saying, I can't remember. I wish I could give them credit for it, but like there was somebody that was saying like if you had the responsibility of Congress or the politicians that are in charge of balancing the budget, you know how they have the government shutdown or something like that, or
Yeah.
or just the fact that they have to go like, oh, now we had to raise it, or we had to do this, or we have to, and not actually figuring out the most efficient budget, which is their fucking job. This is what I'm saying, is at this point now, we're at this much of a deficit where a shutdown happens like every couple years now. Or if not every year, there's like a little shutdown and a big shutdown. And then there's like people arguing about it and there's news coverage and all this bullshit. But I'm like, shouldn't they be fired? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things of like, I know it's a hard job, but it's your fucking job. This is your job. And if you had the responsibility of, if you do not, it was fucking George Santos, the fucking super gay guy, the politician guy. I think, is that his name? George Santos? Yeah. He said, he was saying if we held them accountable, it would solve the problem. Like if you don't do this, you don't get to you don't run again, or you lose office. And we have to put in somebody that is able to efficiently balance the fucking budget because it's your fucking job, stupid.
But
how
that's
are
the
we
thing.
Continuing to vote people in or the same people in? And then they go, well, we couldn't agree on this, and we couldn't do this. And they're just arguing like children.
But
and
that's
perfectly normal. So it's like understanding that just makes me feel crazier because I'm like, oh, it's supposed to work like this, and this is the job and responsibilities of this. And then you're like, but nobody's just doing it.
Well, and that's the thing. Well, that's the thing too, is that's where like it goes to my thing of my whole thing of like, yo, either make it smaller or get rid of it, because people are like kind of shoehorned into, well, we just gotta get the right people in there. But like the argument I'm making, and I brought it up before, where I was talking about, I showed people the book the other day, Anatomy of the State by Murray Rothbard. It's like 90 pages. It's a really interesting read, and it shows you the real nature of government, where it's like it's this like cancerous system that just leeches off of productive people and basically provides wealth to the well-connected and shit like that. Because that's the thing. It's like, theoretically, if you could hold people accountable for that stuff, it would get better results. But the nature of it doesn't hold people accountable. And
we just don't.
No, and like my whole, but like exactly, and like my whole thing is like I always go like, hey, let's give them the benefit of the doubt and go like, they're trying their darndest. Well, your darndest has never ever fucking worked. So like my whole thing is like, how about we just stop getting their help from them? Because you brought up government shutdowns. The funniest thing about everyone always gets all fucking chaotic about the government shutdown. And then it's like, have you ever noticed when the government shut down until like, how did you find out the government got shut down? It's because someone fucking told you it.
You shouldn't have to report it in the news. You should feel it. You should be like, oh my God, I woke up today and I noticed the government was working because everything's better.
But that's my point.
A news story and go, oh, the government started. I noticed nothing different. My day is the exact same as it was the day before, and the day before.
Exactly. That's my fucking point, is like no one ever, that's the irony, is no one ever fucking notices when the government shuts down. It's why like it's why I'm always like, what is it? Because it's a much bigger thing than just policy or we got to get the right people in. For me, I just see this stuff and I just go like, it's so obvious. Why don't more people think like me? But there is something where it's like you just have mountains and mountains of evidence of like, yeah, when we like when the government shuts down, the only thing that changes is government employees don't get their checks on time. It's like, because obviously it's the only thing that
only
fucking
there because that's the only incentive that they have to get it working. Is that thing, and it's like, but they're still expected to work. If they don't work during that time, they do lose their job.
Yeah,
and it's like, but you guys, the fucking people in fucking charge, just get to go, well, we're not gonna do our job.
Yeah.
Hey.
And I think the problem is everyone wastes time going like, how do we fix this? And I look at it like we're fucking in a toxic relationship, and I just go, dude, just let the bitch go. I don't like. I get, this is what I get the most exhausted. It's not that like, it's not that, you know what it is. I don't get exhausted from not enough people agreeing with me. Maybe a little because I am, egotistical, whatever. You know what I mean? But like, it's how the thing I get exhausted with is how radical people think my beliefs are. That's the part that I'm always like, dude, what I think shouldn't be radical. Well, no, yes, radical, but not.
I'm doing closed captioning for the hearing impaired.
Well, no, we should. You're doing the ASL. But yeah,
everything is radical.
But no, that's more my thing. Like my because I'll always be like, hey, we don't need. I'll always be like, Pat, I'm in the middle of making a really good point. Let me burp and talk.
I was also laughing at Dunbar's thing.
Oh yeah. I think your beliefs are tubular. I thought you were laughing at me burping in the
No, it was both.
No,
I think your fucking ideas are childish. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Oh, damn, they got a lot of NAR in Congress, yeah.
Dude, Congress is totally NAR right now.
Oh, dude, the way the waves are crushing in Congress, dude, we're going to be out there all fucking day.
They're totes not chill right now, okay?
This is why I don't try to pretend I'm smart. I just try to say I know things.
This is why I can't talk politics, because then you just go like, the duties of the, and I go,
yeah,
the duties.
Well, no, that is important to point out. It is important to be like, you did say duty, but anyway, go on. Oh, we should start a revolution.
I would like to kindly, duty? I'd like to kindly point out that you did mention duty, and I'd like to retort with a.
That's so funny. And I'd like to retort with.
In response to the senator's talk of duties, I'd like to say.
Yeah. And in response to the senator's point of making that's a topic we should sit on for a while, I would like to respond with, yeah, I know you'd fucking like to.
I bet you would, boy.
I bet you fucking would. You fucking will. To the senator of Kentucky, I would like to say, Homo says what? I release my time
to Homo says what?
I release my time to the floor. I asked the senator from Queens, do you have any dick for? No, I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I get offended at how crazy people think my shit is. You know what I mean? And I think some of that might be a little internalized, but also it is just like the nature of things. I don't know, because that's the point I was gonna make. It's this weird thing where people are like, because I noticed it from being like politically active and like paying attention to things, and it's this thing that people all the time are just like, well, this never works, and this never works, and this never works, and this never works, and da-da-da. And, the government doesn't know how to do this right. And I just go like, it's this thing of like, well, what if they just didn't do that? Well, you know what I mean? Like, what if we just didn't have that? Like, that thing? because people always go like, oh, without government, like then you won't have police. And I go like, oh yeah, you know, police that the police that if you're driving in a car, they'll shoot you in the face 3 times because you're not about to hit them.
Yeah.
Though, you know what I mean? Or it's like, or cops went like, I live in a nice neighborhood, but if something happens, the cops are they're gonna take a certain amount of time to get here. The perp is gonna get away. And like, I know we live in Texas, so I might be better, but in a lot of states, it's like, so the cops are not going to get there right away. And then if you take out the perpetrator, if you didn't do it the right way, now you have to go to jail because someone broke into your house. And it's like, there's just versions and versions and versions of this.
Hey, rules
you're
for
like,
thee and not for me. That's
well,
what
yeah.
it is.
Well, it's a term, and it's a term called what is it? It's called like anarcho-tyranny, where it's like they prosecute the people who are basically abiding by the rules, and like they don't prosecute the actual people making problems and shit. And it's like, it's what it fucking feels like. And I just go like, I don't know, man. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine. I'll put it this way. I can't imagine things would be much worse if the government stopped trying to help us so much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I don't think if the world's prepared for my libertarian anarcho-capitalist worldview that I have, but I can't imagine we couldn't do it with less government. We couldn't do this whole thing with the government helping less.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's the thing where you go like, okay, so this didn't work, and then let's just go ahead and just try again the exact same way in 4 years or 2 years or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And it's like the definition. This was something that I brought up with like when the protests started. I think it was the protests first starting after like the first Trump thing, or whatever it was. It was something like saying like, you know, my arms are tired from holding this sign, or I held this same friggin' sign back in '68 or something like that. Or
yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
and it's all those signs, and it's like, and I go like, and it's the same thing with this of like, you use it's like the never-ending cycle of bullshit, where it says like, it's saying how important it is to vote, but it's like literally the definition of insanity is doing the exact same thing and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
So let's just say you're not happy the way the country is run or something like that. The senator you continue to vote into office is contributing to that. The people that you're putting in power, when you say how important it is to vote, yeah, sure, cool. You're just deciding what other flawed human being you're going to put in charge to be corrupted and or further criminalized. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not even a question at this point, because the ones that actually give a shit, apparently, are the ones that have to do shit like that fucking dude that's like, I wore my Fonzie jacket and this daggum fucking place sucks ass, and pardon my French, and I fucking hate it, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like
wait, what guy?
The clip we talked about, the daggum swamp.
Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry.
No, it's
swamps are cool.
So, like, I'm sure that guy is probably somebody that went into it with good intentions and probably tried to do this shit and was just like, no, man, I came here to change shit or something like that. Maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know that person at all. But at least what he was conveying was, I'm not here to bullshit you. I'm here to tell you it's frustrating. This shit sucks. I hate it here.
Yeah.
This is not at all what I thought this would be. And I feel like I can't even make a dent because the way it's actually run is never truly exposed.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's not changing. It's not like they're fucking us over at things. They have the way that they're doing their things, and that we are not privy to that information.
Yeah,
so
it really starting to feel way more.
Helpless.
Yeah, it's really starting to me. It's really starting to feel way more like, you know, because I think when you're new to it, you're like, oh, it's a few bad apples, and then you're like, oh no, this whole thing's a house of cards. It's I should do a show about that. And then find out the lead's a pedophile and like right when it starts getting fucking good. Are you if you're trying to wrap up soon, I'm actually kind of talked out if you want to wrap it up in a second.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I was actually talking about that earlier in the stream. I was like, I love doing this, but I was like, I don't know if it's a lot every week to do so much fucking talking.
I mean, we'll let Stanley and Carmella do most of the work.
We'll let them talk a little bit more.
Damn.
No, but I think it's like we're all not. I mean, there's some people who've been on it before us, but I think as a collective, a lot of like normal people are really starting to realize you're like, oh, it's kind of just a scam.
Yeah.
It's kind of just a scam. And it's like, but the problem is we're forced to be a part of it. Like if we didn't, there's a lot of scams out there that you can voluntarily remove yourself from. It's like, no, you're forcing us to be a part of this fucking scam.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is like the thing where like I know I have to be a part of society. I know that I have to pay like the taxes. I gotta, pay for parking. I gotta pay for taxes. I gotta have a job. I gotta pay bills. Yada yada yada. All that I have all that stuff. I understand that, but it's the thing where you try to sell me on the importance of how important your bullshit scam is. When you tell me how fucking like again, this is what I've been talking about the whole time. Every time we talk about like how things are supposed to work, they just don't work that way for me. It's not, I don't think it's a luck thing. I don't think it's anything else. It's just, I think I've realized it and now I see all of the cracks, like whether it be something as big as the government and how we're running our country or something as simple as like, again, customer service or other little bullshit things. Yeah. But it's like, it's not a thing. It's convincing me how important your bullshit lie is. When you tell me, like, it's so easy, you can win. What's the fucking thing that's like, you can win a PlayStation 5 for $5.
It's like some like eBay type website.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like once you told me that like a person got a diamond necklace for 14 cents. What? I mean, that's crazy. That's valued at $12,000. I go, if it really ran like that, you would be out of business before this commercial ended, you fucking retards. Well, do you think I'm that stupid that I'm just going to go, oh, wait. I could get a PlayStation 5 for $5? And I'm just going to go there and put in $5 a bunch of times and hope that I get a fucking PlayStation 5? It's like this thing where you're like, come on, man. And that's the problem with the way the other behavior that mimics. You know where else you see that behavior? A fucking casino. A place where they're grifting you. It's a thing. If you're selling me on how easy and good and perfect this thing is, hey, and I'm talking about even other betting apps where they go like, you can bet and like if you lose, don't worry, you'll get 100% of your money back. And I'm like, I don't believe you.
You know what's funny?
I don't believe that's true.
Yeah, no,
I think I'll get it back on the app that I have to spend with you. So ultimately, you'll get that money back. It's casino shit. Exactly. Run like that. It's criminal shit.
No, it's exactly. It's like a fucking 100%. It's like a casino mixed with a scam, and a lot of those casinos are fucking scams. And you know what's funny is because like I remember I was saying this about. Like there is part of it where like if you see Trump with the Venezuela shit, it was one of the first times people called a president Hitler that I go like, no, I get this one. You know what I mean? Because it is like and then how he I didn't read anything about it, but apparently how he like is just announcing he's like, I might take Greenland or whatever. Like with the Venezuela thing, I think I was telling you guys about this at the Creek the other night. Like, did you like the actual charges they charged him with? Is cocaine trafficking and gun possession. And it's like, okay, first off, doesn't the president of a country run the military?
Right.
What do you how does
police their laws? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, how does a president have illegal guns? I thought you run the military. He can tell the tanks what to do, but he can't have a shotgun. Okay. And then it's like drug trafficking, cocaine. To that, I just go like, oh, are you mad they're doing it too? Like what? Yeah. Like, and so then, but like the way they go about it is like this loose, they bring up the Monroe doctrine, which if you look how it like applied back in the day when they made it, now it just means like we get to do, if you do a thing we don't like, we get to do whatever we want. And it's like, and then they kind of go at him to be like, hey man, you're kind of being a little Hitlery. And it's like, there's no response of like, well, no, actually, like the reason, like the lies aren't even good anymore and all this other shit. And they're just like, the response is kind of just like, shut up, fag. Like that's really just, and it's so on its face, you're kind of like, wow, it's so blatant. Like, I wish that, like, they're not. And then you're like, but then the selfish part of me that wants things to get better and to have more people sort of agree with my perspective, I go like, yeah, but it like, there is the silver lining to them being so blatant about it, where normal people can kind of go like, oh, this whole thing really is just a fucking scam, isn't it? And you know, the leaders are just dictators that trick you into thinking like you have a decision. Like, so they're, in my opinion, I always try to find the silver lining. I always try to be somewhat positive in a fucked up way. It is like, more people are going to be able to see this for what it is. You know, it's going to be rough for a while, if not ever. But it's like, there is something in the fact that it's like, it is showing itself for what it actually is.
Yeah.
Your take, Stanley? Pat, don't talk over him. Let Stanley finish.
Sorry, I just knew that this was going to turn into a fight, so I was.
Oh, is that two? Oh, I didn't realize that was two cats.
Yeah, he's cleaning her, and she's about to fucking go back. The epic battle that's about to happen. Is this is the best cat cam footage ever.
This is top tier, dude.
Oh,
okay, all right.
No, that's all right. He's biting her stomach on her feet.
Dude, his head went down to her junk,
yeah,
and then her face did one of these, just went, ah. It looks like she was getting the best head of her life.
Yeah, I think the way a casino is like to say like the government is run like a casino is like is a good enough analogy, but it's almost like, I think the better analogy is like the government is run like a casino the way the mob wishes they could run a casino. You know how they got involved with with casinos and shit, and they're just like, we're gonna skim them off the top. The way they wanted it to happen is the way the government runs it, where you, like, at least a casino, you can sit down at a fucking blackjack table, they'll deal the cards, you put the thing, and then they go, oh, you lose, give me that money, and then you go, oh, that was fast, and then you put down another, you know what I'm saying? Like, you at least get to, like, you kind of earn it. But like the way the governments run a casino would be like, you sit down at a blackjack table, you give them your money, and then they go, the dealer called off, do you want to give us some more money? And then you go like, I guess, and you just give them more money, and they go like, yeah, still no cards.
Yeah, you put your money down, and then they go,
we can't afford cards. If you double your bet on this next one, maybe we'll be able to afford more cards. And then you double your bet, and then you give them more money, and they go, no, that just wasn't enough. I don't know why you can't give us enough money.
No, it's
cards. And then, like, I know it's our job to manage it, to make sure the card dealer is here to deal the cards so that you can gamble. But like, honestly, you're not. We just don't have enough money. So
no, you put down the cards. You put down the cards, and then or no, you put your money down. Then you go, can I have some cards? They go, that's going to be a $20 card fee.
Yeah, cards.
And then so you get the cards, and then you're gonna have to pay us another $1 for processing your move, and then
on a second card that's $7. That's $7.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, this dealer has to take an hour lunch real quick.
And you wait like in the middle of the hand. We can't deal the other card until after this union break that we have to take. It's just this crazy shit where you're like,
excuse me, sir, do you want to raise or fold, sir?
Put your chips on the table.
Put your chips on the Do you want to call or raise, sir? Please.
We only have it's the worst. So like, at least at a casino, I know I'm being scammed, but I at least get to play it.
And then you win your hand, and then they're like, anyway, give your cards to that Jewish guy.
Yeah. Yeah, we dealt you the cards, but can you give them to him? But I bet the money. I know, but it's his hand now. This is going to be his hand. Did you get out of that chair?
3,000 years ago, this blackjack game was his birthright.
Yeah, this chair is his birthright, so you're gonna have to get up.
Yeah, the Bible said 1 year. The Bible said in the 40s that some Jewish guys from Brooklyn were just gonna call this area Israel because they wanted to.
Yeah.
And that was what the Bible said.
Yeah. So
That's
you
the funniest-
understand.
If we get just a side quest into Israel, I learned that recently, and I go like, wait, it wasn't called Israel the whole fucking time? They just called it that, and
Yeah.
and then you see dickheads like Ted Cruz being like, the Bible says to protect Israel, and I go,
No, it doesn't.
yeah, well, no, it does, but it's like you can't just be like the Bible. Like the Bible also doesn't say like also a guy's gonna call it Israel in the 40s. Like you can't just.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, all right,
Yeah.
I'm real talked out.
We did
Yeah, we did it. I had fun.
Shoes off, belt off, all your money on the table.
Excuse me, I gotta look into your asshole, sir.
Yeah, the hand was promised to him 3,000 years ago.
Yeah, he's like, these chips were promised to me 3,000 years ago. That's
Yeah.
bro. It's so fun. It's so bad online that if a person's just noticeably Jewish, you go to the comments and it's just whatever they're doing. The comments are, "This was promised to them 3,000 years ago."
That's so funny. We have a good
Yeah.
time.
No, I feel bad. Anti-Semitism just has been on a rise since the past 2 years. I wonder what happened,
Yeah.
and I wonder what the response to that
Imagine
was.
if it was the guys who were like, "Hey, genocide's terrible," and you're like, "Not this one though.
Yeah.
This one's cool, right?"
No, when they do it,
No.
when we do it, it's not genocide. It's,
Yeah.
and then they think about what it's called, and then they go shoot you in the.
You go, why'd you shoot yourself 4 times in the back of the head, idiot?
Yeah, why'd you commit suicide, idiot? Why'd you cut your brakes, idiot?
Stupid.
Stupid idiot, cutting your brakes and
God, this is so
crashing.
clumsy. I don't understand.
Oh.
It's so clumsy.
Why would you fucking crash your car? You had to fucking talk at that trial. You had to make your statement.
Yeah, you're gonna be late.
You fucking
dead.
idiot. You stupid dead idiot.
What a fucking idiot.
What a fucking idiot. Israelis are just valid.